environment.
Everything basically affects the environment.
Destroys the environment.
Yeah.
This is horrible. I agree with you.
Yeah, I would say there's no good way of doing the bad thing.
This isn't 100% how it works every single time, right?
Yeah.
It's just you can't like generalize.
How do you get the meat out of the cow without killing the cow?
Obviously, you have to kill the cow.
Exactly, and then that's where we're saying killing the cow itself is the wrong thing. That's the idea, right?
Okay, but what about all the nutrients that the cow provides, right?
What's the nutrient that you can only find in the cow, you can't find in plant-based products? One nutrient. One nutrient. Tell me. No, laughing is not. Yeah, it's not going to answer, right?
Protein is made the same. You know that, right?
Yeah, so essential amino acids. Yeah.
In the meats is completely different than the amino
It's the same. It's the same shit. Protein is protein.
It's not.
What do you mean? Have you guys have done zero fucking research about this stuff, and you're coming here and talking about this stuff? No. I can see.
I literally do this for a living.
Yeah. And then this
is my company.
It's organic.
What is
the biggest
proper meat? Like
what do you mean proper meat? What is proper meat? What is proper meat? Explain.
That's obviously not proper meat.
Why?
The way they're doing it.
Because these animals are treated horribly.
What is the treat?
They're fattened up.
Killing. So you're telling me killing an animal is treating them right?
Produced at mass scale, right?
What you are saying this, right? You're justifying the killing animals.
Okay, wait. What's even going? We're not even having productive discussion here anymore. Like, what's the purpose here? Like, what is your objective? Because I'm trying to sell you that.
We are saying
not general.
Exploiting the animals.
Sure. Exploiting animals is bad.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. So if you want to get meat, you have to exploit the animal. That's how it is. That's how it works.
So then, what's the angle? Like,
what's the angle? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, obviously. What do you mean? Why? Because we are killing the animals. Because the animals are suffering. Because you are the ones who's enjoying it. What do you mean?
We have to survive, my
If there's a
What
group,
do you mean? It's survival of the fittest. That's
it's not survival. You are not surviving.
It is.
We are not in the nature. We are not in nature. We are not in the nature. Do you understand, right?
So are
the ecosystem
are
only.
you going to stop spiders from killing flies and eating?
Yeah, the ecosystem only works if we were in the wilderness. We are not in the wilderness. We are not. We are living in a fucking civilized society. What do you mean?
And what about the people that still live in the wilderness and that have farms and they run
And that's why we are not doing it for them. We are doing it in the cities for people like you guys who can easily afford to not consume these. So you're telling me you're living in
I just told you we live on Sunshine Coast in a farm.
So you don't get some plant-based products there. What do you mean? You don't get fucking pasta, lentils, rice, tomato, and everything. Just fucking animals. What is it? Oh, rice is not processed?
Whatever 1,000 years.
What are you guys are talking about? I don't understand. So you're telling me beans, fruits, vegetables, everything is processed?
No, we eat vegetables, but we don't eat anything processed like pasta and grains.
Okay, don't eat pasta then. Just eat normal other stuff then.
So we ribeye steaks, chicken breasts, chicken thighs, fish, salmon, right? Real food with
just more and more suffering, more slaughter, right? More exploitation of the animals. Just eat that. That is so good.
So you think 1,000 years ago when we had to kill an animal to survive?
Yeah.
You think that's exploitation?
So now you want to go back in time and talk about because okay, so 60 years back, women were fighting for their rights. Should we go back and fucking start beating women up and then doing all kinds of domestic abuse? That's the justification.
That's not even remotely comparable.
Just because something happened in the past doesn't mean it's the right thing to do. That's what I'm saying. Because we did all kinds of crazy things. We enslaved humans. There was rapes happened. Bulk raping. Human trafficking.
Biologically, we are the same exact DNA specimens as 1,000 years ago.
Yeah,
do you agree or disagree?
Yeah, exactly. We are. We are same thing. Yeah.
So why would 1,000 years ago, being the same DNA specimens we are now, change anything to do with our nutrition? What builds us up and creates us into who we are? Why would we change that and become,
Because we have learned that this is the wrong thing to do.
Weak,
what do you mean?
Low muscle mass.
What do you mean?
High fat mass. Like you are promoting a disease-driven body by not sufficiently having nutrients in the body.
So if you go to the hospital right now, you think you're gonna find vegans, like malnutrition vegans?
Oh yeah.
Which world are you guys? Oh my goodness.
Oh my god, vegans are they have the biggest.
Yeah, worst, right? Worst. You know, like most athletes are going vegan just so that they can sustain their health.
It's bullshit.
Yeah, exactly my point. You know Novak Djokovic?
Yeah, sure.
Tennis. Do you watch tennis?
Sure.
He's the best tennis player, right?
Yeah.
He's vegan.
Oh yeah, he's vegan. Yeah.
Yes.
It's not vegan, buddy. It's a matter of plant.
What do you mean he's not vegan? You can Google it. You can Google it.
You still need the nutrients from the meat.
What nutrients? You haven't named one nutrient. You guys don't even know shit. B12. Where do you think B12 comes from? Where do you think B12 comes from?
What do you mean? Where does it come from? It comes from red meat.
I thought he was studying, right? He doesn't know shit about his study. B12 comes from the fucking bacteria in the soil. Google it.
And then they
Exactly.
eat the plants.
No, they don't.
We eat the meat.
The farmer fucking injects them with B12.
Oh yeah, the meat that you're eating.
I'm not eating meat,
the
bro.
Meat that the standard people are eating, they inject.
So you can just get a pill. You can just get a B12 pill if you are so like, adamant
and
of
then
B12.
you become vegan. Now you're taking 30 different supplements.
You don't think what do you mean? B12. Either way, you should be taking B12. It's either if you're vegan or not, right? Like B12 and vitamin D. That's all you need. That's all you need. Vitamin D is because obviously we don't get sun. That's all. There's nothing. There's no other nutrient you take. I just take vitamin D. That's it.
What about all the minerals?
What minerals? There's nothing.
Zinc, magnesium,
everything. You know about the what's it called? The app chronometer, right?
Sure.
Chronometer. You can just put in like basic fucking what people are eating. Like put rice, lentils, and just see all the. You'll get every essential amino acids. More than 100%.
They're just not made the same. The
it's not made the same. It's the same. It's the same.
The meat.
Protein is protein. Okay, then.
It's the science.
Okay, let's.
So why are you so passionate about veganism? How long have you been vegan?
10 years.
10 years vegan.
Yeah.
And how do you feel? Like, you're not like a high performance athlete.
Let's go play tennis. Let's see who's high performing. Take my number and let's fucking do it.
Sure,
I play 4 hours every day.
Let's go.
Yeah, let's go. Let's do
number?
it.
What's your Instagram?
Right. Then just like my number.
This is my Instagram.
Yeah, it's fine. I don't care about the Instagram. Doesn't matter.
The vegan, right?
Yeah.
You can't do that with vegan.
What do you mean? We have vegan bodybuilders.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And the vegan bodybuilders. They're
I know, they're
perfectly healthy, eh?
What do you think they're eating then?
Oh
No,
yeah.
it's
They're not just eating plants, my guy.
Yeah. So they're on steroids, right?
Possible, but I'm just saying that, like,
What do you mean? There's nothing.
exploiting the animal like this, it's horrible.
No,
But
the
it's
act
not-
of
it's
exploitation
not
is
like-
wrong itself.
It's
So
not
there's
like
no good way of doing the
eating
bad
meat
thing.
itself is bad.
It
Eating
is bad.
meat is good.
No,
It's good for the human body. We need meat.
no, you don't need meat. There's nothing. The biggest dietetics association, right, which is what is called American Dietetics Association, basically said that eating a well-planned, plant-based diet, it's sufficient for any kind of person. It could be athlete, pregnant woman, any kind of person. There's no reason for you eating meat. There's no nutrient you can get from meat that you can't get from plants.
Oh,
That's what I'm saying.
100% there is.
You guys keep saying 100%. You have fucking named one single one.
I work with so many different people that have gone from vegan and to eating meat because you can't sustainably eat vegan. Like, you can't be a vegan for your whole life, right? Especially as a woman.
What?
Like,
What do you mean? There's been cultures who don't eat meat.
Nutrients, like women.
What do you mean?
So many times I've seen women that go into veganism, they get so iron deficient that they can't function properly, and they have horrible periods. They just can't.
Because they're not eating enough calories. That's all it is.
They don't have iron.
Yeah, so you can get iron. You can get iron from
iron.
What do you mean?
That's what I'm saying. It's a downhill cascade.
Okay, let's Google it, right? Because you know much. Let's see how much iron there is in lentils, right? Let's do this nutrition facts.
So now you need to supplement it, or you need to.
What do you mean supplement it?
Eat like 1,000 lentils.
Lentils, beans, legumes, chickpeas, everything has.
That doesn't really work as much as steak.
What do you mean?
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like, I definitely, I can respect what you guys are doing here, and I love that you're so passionate about it.
Yeah.
I just, it's hard to.
Hard to just get rid of the brainwashing that society has put into you, believing that the bro science that you have to need to fucking eat meat.
Brainwashing that I have, you have on veganism.
No,
right?
I don't have.
You don't understand that.
I was still consuming these products. Then I learned what's going on.
As humans, everyone has bias. We're all conditioned with whatever we see and whatever we experience.
Yeah, but the issue is if you're okay. I would not have any issue if your choices were like if I want to wear like a red jacket or black jacket, right? Because there's no victim involved. As soon as your choices are inflicting pain onto the victim,
how do you know there's no victim? What if my red jacket came from?
Yeah, that's where the issue is. Yeah, 100%. If you knew that this is happening, then probably you should not be supporting this, right?
Okay.
But 100%, whenever we eat meat, we know the animal has been killed in order to get meat out of it, right?
For sure.
So exactly. So we know 100% that there's some victim involved. So that's why we should not be consuming these products. Simple.
So then the next question is the sentience of the animal.
Yeah.
Right? So
conscious
then you're
aspect
arguing
of sentient.
that these animals are aware and they're conscious.
Yeah, obviously. They know they are fighting for their life. What do you mean? Have you ever seen a deer running into a lion? They run away from it because they obviously cherish their life. They want to survive.
That's their programming.
Not programming. What do you mean? They know what it is. They feel, they suffer, they have a brain, they have a nervous system.
Canadian geese know where to fly. right? Do they learn it in school? Do they know like somebody tells them? Is it brainwashed into them? It's programmed within their DNA.
What?
Same with animals.
To fly? Yeah, exactly. The way you run,
right?
the way you
walk. They know how to
walk.
fly in that V formation. They don't coordinate it. They just is built within them.
And so, what's the point?
The point is that these animals, especially all animals, were programmed in a certain way. Our DNA tells us what to do based on who we are. Geese fly in a V because that's what the DNA tells them to do, right?
Yeah.
So they're not conscious the same way that humans are conscious.
Yeah.
Like they can't have this discussion that me and you are having, right? Obviously.
Yeah, obviously.
They don't have that language.
Yeah, so
that consciousness.
their level of intelligence probably is lower than us. But that doesn't mean that they don't feel pain. We don't feel suffering.
They feel pain.
As soon as any sentient or living being starts feeling pain and suffering, we have to like start thinking that should we be basically causing harm, or should we not be doing that, right? So that's the issue. If they were not feeling any kind of pain or suffering, then I would be on your side. I'm like, yeah, fine, you can enjoy your meat. Or maybe if you were eating some I don't know, like lab grown meat or something where none animal was harmed, and from your perspective it was like the best quality meat you can find, I'll be fine. The issue is not about like eating meat per se. The issue is the harm it's causing to animals because we want to eat meat. That's the issue. You understand? Like the taste is not the issue. The issue or the nutrients is not the issue. The issue is more like the harm is causing the animals.
The harm, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So under that same logic, what if the animal was, injected with a complete painkiller and there was no pain or harm whatsoever involved, and then you kill the animal?
When I say harm, I basically mean you are basically taking away the right to life, right? Basically of the animal. So I'm just saying the animals don't want to die. That's the issue. Like if you were eating some animal who's just like maybe just died of natural causes or something, and you have to survive, maybe then it's fine. Maybe if you have to survive, that's what I'm saying. That's the only thing you have, then that's fine maybe. But if you are going out there and like willingly killing him and then trying to like get meat out of it, then I would say that's the issue, because the animal want to live just like you want to live, right? Just because. So you have to put yourself in the animal perspective. Like the reasoning that you were giving me, like for example, like no harm, we give him an injection, right? If I give you like, somebody else tells me like, okay, I want to kill you because you were sleeping and I'll give you an injection and then I want to kill you, right? You probably would not like the logic or like the reasoning.
Die with no pain than with pain.
Yeah, but you have the third option, right? That's the issue. You probably there's the third option, like why are we doing this? Like it's not like we either kill the animal or don't.
Yeah.
We just let them be. That's the third option.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
What do you think?
I agree with him.
Yeah? What is your stance?
This one.
Are you guys, what's the role? Are you kind of like shadowing him? Or?
Yeah, kind of, because he's like, he just came, it's the first day, so he's the...
Okay. So is this your job? Is this like...
No, we're doing it for free, There's no money involved in this.
How did you get started?
I saw some videos and then I saw these people doing this, activism, and I was like, yeah, might as well.
Yeah?
Yeah, because I saw the video of the eggs one, like the ones that they are basically grinding these baby chicks alive.
Yeah.
Because only the females lay eggs, so the boys don't lay egg, right? So they kill all those boys, just put them in a big macerator, just blend them alive. I saw that video and I was like, oh, this makes no sense.
So where did you grow up? Like how
in India.
In India?
Yeah.
And when you were in India, were you growing up eating meat and like...
No, my mom's side was, but not me. I chose not to eat meat even as a kid.
Ever since a kid?
Yeah, I never ate meat in my life.
So you kind of grew up into that idea like that it's inhumane, that animals shouldn't be harmed, and so you're not eating meat.
Because I saw because in India when you go to the slaughterhouse, right? In some of the when you want to buy the meat, you can go to these shops. They basically kill the chicken in front of you. So you'll see it. So you'll see that chicken on the ground sometimes, and then you'll see, oh shit. Now obviously they don't do it, but in some places they would still do it. Yeah. And so you'll see it. So you have a connection. It's not like properly packaged like you get here. People don't know what's going on. Because people believe like there's some magic is happening and the animal just reaches this.
Yeah.
So so that's why I was like, okay, this makes no sense. So then I basically stopped eating it. I told my mom I'm not going to eat it. And because of me, the mom was like, okay, she probably stopped eating because...
Is your whole family still...
Vegetarian? No, they're not vegan. I'm only vegan.
Okay.
They're back in India.
Vegetarian, so that's like...
They're still consuming dairy.
Dairy and eggs.
Yeah.
Right?
Not eggs, but dairy for sure, I think.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I can definitely understand your perspective, right? I respect obviously I respect here.
There's an ethical principle behind this.
Yeah, the ethical, the morality of it all. For me, like, obviously, my background, I grew up in Bulgaria. I grew up on a farm, right? And, like, the way that we knew survival was, you go and you get the chicken eggs from the morning and you go make breakfast. And then, dad's in the
Yeah, my partner, she also comes from a farming background. Most people aren't from India, right? She comes from a dairy farm. Like their state is heavily like into dairy farming.
Yeah.
So they're like big, and they are actually the biggest people from India. Like all the wrestlers and bodybuilders come from her province, and they don't even consume meat. They're on like very heavy dairy diets.
Yeah.
They're like all buff, like boxers. All these people.
Like raw milk.
Yeah, raw milk, all that stuff. But
Yeah.
but the point is like they're still doing these kind of things, like where the what do you call it? The boys are all being killed, or like they sell it to somebody, and then they will basically sell it to some states where they slaughter the cows. So it's still happening.
Of course, yeah, no, that's fucked up. I agree. It's not great.
Yeah. So
I'm just coming from a stance of like if you're like if you have your own farm and you're a farmer and that's your only way of survival, like you don't work a job, or you're somewhere in a rural area and your way of survival is to sell these products or eat the products yourself, and that's how you live.
yeah, you can do plant farming, right? That's the point.
I guess
That's the
I just
point.
think,
Like
I think it's
because
important
the thing is, at the end of the day, they want to make money, right? That's the idea. So once they start
survive,
seeing, yeah,
yeah.
exactly, they need money for survival, right?
course.
So as soon as they realize, okay, maybe this thing people are not buying, like for example, dairy. I can give you example of dairy, right?
Yeah.
So there people are doing dairy farming, and then they're like, okay, people are drinking less and less dairy. Even people who are not even vegan who have started drinking less dairy because they understand like it's not good for you or whatever, right? Reason.
Yeah.
And then they start like, okay, maybe people are drinking more oat milk or people are drinking almond milk, so they can start farming for that kind of stuff, right?
Yeah.
Oats or something. So it's as long as they're making enough money, they're fine.
Yeah.
Right? The issue happens when they start like, okay, I can't sustain my family, or that's where the issue happens. And that's why we are not doing it over there, right? We're doing it here where most people are like they can afford most basic stuff they don't need.
Yeah.
And like this is the video for the egg industry.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the point.
It's on replay, I think.
Yeah.
It makes sense.
Yeah.
I think, like, I obviously understand both sides. Like, I don't want to, like, I'm not, like, agreeing or disagreeing with veganism. I just think that it's very context dependent. Like, you can't demonize a dairy farmer or, like, a meat farmer that's just trying to survive and that's all he knows. Like, he's grown up, his family's...
Yeah, that's why we're not doing it for them. That's why we're doing it for the society, right?
Exactly.
We're telling people to make the
in
change.
city, sure.
I'm like, we are not going and, like, fucking demonizing the slaughterhouse worker or something,
Yeah.
right? We are telling people that if you really believe that this is wrong, you should not be supporting this. That's what we are saying.
Yeah, and I
It's
don't
simple.
support this. I think that I don't eat meat that's
But 99% of the meat comes from this.
Why eat 1% of the meat?
Yeah, so even that 1% is still harming the animal. That's the issue, right?
Of course, yeah.
Yeah, that's my
where
point.
we have to. That's where we're
Yeah. So
right?
because you are more focused on like this is getting me nutrition, so I am fine with this.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying like, what about the animal, right? What's the animal's perspective? Like they don't care. Like if the animal could speak and he asks you like, why are you doing this? You're like, yeah, I'm fucking doing it because I'm getting my protein from you, right? That's not the justification that the animal would accept. Or if you were in the position, right? If some other group starts like cannibalizing or like start eating humans, they're like, yeah, I'm gonna eat fucking humans, and like, why are you doing this? I'm like,
it's also under the assumption that the animal, like, it gets the whole other discussion of like what's more important, a human life or an animal life, and that's where like
exactly,
survival,
yeah.
Right?
So I would say, yeah, because people talk about the human life versus animal life, right? But then the issue is, it's not two options. We have the third option. We choose neither. Like we don't. Yeah, people say like either you would kill a human or you would kill an animal. I'm like, we have a third option always, that we don't do the killing. It's not a black and white in this context. There's like three ways, right?
Yeah.
Like it's either like I survive or the animals survive. I'm like, yeah, you both can survive. So let's not do this. And the reason that we are killing the animals because we are the ones who breed the animals in the first place.
Yeah.
If we didn't breed the animals, they would not even exist. Like most of the animals in the videos. Because the farmer is the one who's like artificially inseminating them and doing all kinds of nasty stuff.
Yeah, no, I understand.
Because even in like the small family farm, the cow has to be pregnant somehow, right? So the farmer will make her pregnant. That's how it is.
What about like a mutualistic relationship where you're taking care of the cow and the cow is kind of taking care of you by giving you milk?
Yeah, the issue happens with the consent. If there is a way the cow could give you consent, I would like, yeah, it's fine. But the issue is the cow cannot give you consent. So you are the one who's basically forcing her to give you milk. Yeah, stealing the babies, making her pregnant.
What if you're only taking milk and you're not stealing babies and making her pregnant, and she's like so happy she like roams around on the grass?
Yeah, that happens in India. Like some places in India do that. Like we have, but the thing is, you're still looking at the cow from a perspective of a product, right? What we can get something from the cow, right? We're treating the cow still as a machine, right? The only reason the cow lives with your family is because you are getting milk from her, right? If there was no milk, you would like, I don't care, because you have to like now feed her so much food. So that's where the issue happens. Because as long as you start doing this, right? Actually, if you think about it, right? If you go in the past, all of this is happening because of this thought process. We can get something, right? Small, everything was small. And then more and more people want it, like, because most people want to eat it. Everybody wants to drink milk every day. Everyone wants to eat egg more. And then we end up like this.
Yeah.
It's a cycle.
You can go to Dyson. I'm
Yeah.
having a great discussion.
Yeah, it's fine. I care. Yeah, take care. So this is, see, you see the cow is literally fighting with the farmer here because she knows he's going to steal the babies. And then they're running after the cart because obviously this happens every year. And then if the baby is a boy, we kill all the boys.
Yeah.
Because obviously only the females produce milk.
Yeah.
And then this is a cycle.
I remember seeing this a long time ago, and I actually went vegan for a couple of months.
Yeah.
But I noticed it was just giving me all sorts of issues. Maybe I wasn't doing it right.
Yeah, the issue is most people when they go vegan, they stop eating enough calories. If you're eating enough calories, you're fine. Because you have to understand, like your meat that you're eating probably is dense.
Way more calories.
Yeah, it's more small, right? But when you're eating vegan stuff, you have to eat more because
Way more food,
you need more beans, rice, vegetables, and all. Then you'll see the advantages.
That's where I noticed a lot of issues because I would have to eat so many calories to sustain my physique
and
my performance. Because I'm national champion powerlifter. Like I need to perform in order to like kind of make my living. And so like if I'm eating too much food, then I'm like all day I'm like tired. I have like insulin spike. I'm just like because so much plant stuff is very carb dependent, right? So it's like, where do you point someone in the direction?
As long as you know the why. The how becomes easier. Once you know, like, okay, I understand this. I cannot do this kind of stuff, right? And then the how becomes very easy because you are like, you can say ethically and morally charged because you understand this is wrong. I cannot support this, right? There are people in India who basically there's called like cow savers kind of thing where people are like saving the cows because there are people steal cows and then they want to slaughter them, right?
Yeah.
And this guy is like basically saving cows because they don't want the cows to die, but at the same time he's drinking milk. So he's part of the problem, and then he realized this, and then he's like, okay, I cannot support this.
So what would you like? What advice would you give for someone in my position where like I can't just eat plant-based protein all day or like plant foods because it's so much volume?
It's not so much, but it's more than that. Yeah,
let's say
it's not so much.
Like I want to eat like 3,500 to 4,000 calories a day, so that volume is like really significant, right?
Yeah.
And so my breakfast meal is like so much. Like vegan types of foods, and so I eat my first meal, and I'm just like I feel like I want to take a nap and like sleep.
Yeah, but maybe you're eating too like weird kind of maybe processed vegan foods. Then if you're feeling like that, like if you're eating oats with like fruits and maybe add like some protein powder in it and stuff, that will make you like feel light throughout the day.
Yeah, the oats is what crushes me. Like it's just so much carbohydrates that my insulin's like so high.
So what do you eat normally?
Like right now, on a day. So I wake up in the morning and I'll do like eggs, avocado, and then maybe like ground beef on there as well, and then like 1,000 calories.
So instead of eggs, you can just replace it with like some tofu. Basically, it's a scrambled tofu, and avocado is obviously vegan. That's the point, and tofu is giving you protein, right?
What about the way that the tofu is made?
You can get organic stuff. Like there's no issue with the soy. There's an issue with people talk about the estrogens, right? The phytoestrogen is for like the plants. It's nothing to do with the animals. Because when you're drinking milk, it's literally female estrogen that's basically feeding you.
Yeah.
And then those studies that were done for like soy, right?
Yeah.
They were eating literally. That study was done for like 25 to 30 blocks of tofu a day. Okay. Nobody fucking is eating that many blocks a day.
Yeah.
Like that's just study to prove a point, but that's not. There's nobody's eating that much soy.
Makes sense.
And then if you want to do more research, you'll see any countries where there's more soy-based diets, the females go through less breast cancer, and then the countries where you have more dairy consumption, people have more breast cancers. Because in like Asian, like China and all, they drink a lot of soy milk.
Yeah.
There's way less cases of breast cancers compared to the West. Because the dairy is filled with estrogen that people are into.
Yeah, I agree. Like fundamentally, the Western society has way more issues with our food system because of all the processed garbage and bullshit.
And that's why we don't talk about the health. Right? Normally we don't talk about health. We could talk about more about the ethical stuff. I'm just talking about health with you because you've come from that background.
Yeah.
But normally we just talk about like this is the ethical side, right? Like why are gas chambers wrong for the pigs?
Yeah.
They give them carbon dioxide gas, they're fighting for their life, go cannibalistic. This happens for like 30 minutes and then they go unconscious and then eventually we slit the throat. And this is where the pork bacon comes from. So that's where the bigger issue, right?
I have a very negative reaction.
Like that's the point. Like we can talk about this, and then people come like environment. I'm like, yeah, we can talk about environment, but first let's talk about the victim, right?
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
So the main premise is that like don't cause harm.
Yeah, exactly, right? We are basically against animal exploitation.
Of course.
Basically, if there is no animal being exploited in your lifestyle, then I'm fine. Yeah. I'm fine with you. Like if you find a way, like that's why people say like, oh yeah, what about what's it called, the lab grown meat, right? I'm like, yeah, most vegans probably are not going to be against it because they're not against you eating or enjoying meat. The issue is the harm. Yeah, exactly. If there's no animal being harmed, then it's fine. Like you enjoy whatever, right? It's not the taste. Like most people don't go vegan because they enjoy the taste of vegan products. It's like the ethical principle. Yeah, that's why people eat like some fake meats or sometimes because they still want to enjoy that taste. Yeah. I'm like, yeah, fine, whatever. If as long as there's no animal being like harmed.
Do you think that it's important that like ethics is a big, like it's something that you value?
Yeah, you should value, right? Yeah, I'm pretty sure you also value ethics.
I value ethics. I think it's just that different people value it on a different scale.
Yeah, it's because this is what I talk about brainwashing, right? Because as long as it's humans, we are like, yeah, we should not be doing this. Like abuse towards humans is bad, trafficking is bad, child abuse is bad, rape is bad, right? And as soon as these animals are involved, we are like, fine, yeah, whatever. And I give you a simple example, right? Like for example, dogs and cats, right? If we had videos of like kittens and pups here, like being killed and slaughtered, people will lose their mind.
Much different.
Exactly. But as long as this is like, oh yeah, these are the domesticated animals, this is fine, this is what they deserve. But if you put all these animals in the same room, right?
Yeah.
They all become friends because they don't see this hypocrisy. Only we see it. So this is the double standard that humans have, not the animals.
Yeah, it's the conditioning. Of
exactly.
Like,
so that's what I'm.
Meat, we've always eaten chicken.
Everybody's. Yeah, exactly. Every society,
cats and dogs,
every culture has some kind of this, right? There's no difference.
Yeah.
That's what I'll give you a card. I don't know if you're going to watch it, but if you want to watch it, Dominion Earthling is more like stuff like this. You know the guy who plays Joker, Joaquin Phoenix? Yeah. He's the guy who narrated Earthlings.
Okay, nice.
So yeah, if you want to watch it.
Are you guys wrapping up?
Yeah, we're wrapping up. We're done. Okay. So yeah. It was nice talking to you.
All right, well,
what was your good name?
Conversation, Martin.
Martin? I'm Vikram. Nice to meet you. Take care.
Yeah, I know. I'm glad that I was a little bit heated up first.
No, it's fine. It's fine. I'm used to this. Yeah, it's all good. It's all good.
So yeah, I know. Keep what you're doing. Like, good
take care.
Good value,
take care. Yeah.
Oh my gosh! I was watching those guys.
Yeah. It's a long one.
Yeah.
The way that started, how it was so contentious, I figured you.
Oh yeah, I know. We were all watching over there. We're like, oh, it looks like he's calmed down a bit.
Yeah.
Good job. Good job.
Yeah. So I'm used to these kind of people.
You're
so it's
brave. I couldn't. I would have lost my cool.
Would have been a shouting match the whole time.
Yeah, that was intense.
Oh my gosh. Well, good job.
Thanks.
Yeah, I'm gonna see if my can need hug.
No? Why?
It looks
A
fun.
strong man. don't need no hugs.
Okay.
Did you get the last one?
I did.
Oh, okay, that's a long one.
Yeah.